28 years after the outbreak that devastated the UK, humanity is on the edge of extinction. This is 28 years later, a chilling look at what happens when rage becomes the new normal, and survival is no longer the goal. It's the curse. The film opens in a desolate outpost in the Scottish Highlands. Fog rolls over the hills, covering the ruins of what was once civilization. A voice narrates journal entries, the last recordings of a virologist named Dr. Ava Clarke. She's one of the last known survivors, and she has a secret, a possible cure, hidden for decades, and a son who might be immune. The world has changed. Cities are graveyards, wildlife roams free, but there's still no escape from the infected. Faster, more violent, and somehow smarter. Small survivor colonies cling to life. Technology is a memory, ammo is currency, and trust? That's extinct. We meet Marcus Doctor, Clarke's son, now 27, hardened and full of rage. He's immune, but tormented, not just by loss, but by what he's become. Bait for the infected, used by militia forces as a living trap. When he escapes captivity, he seeks answers about his mother, the cure, and the truth behind the rage virus. A new faction rises, the Ascendancy. They believe the virus is evolution, and they're spreading it willingly. They see Marcus not as hope, but a threat to their new world order. With a stolen vial of his mother's last serum, Marcus races to the ruins of London, pursued by enemies both human and infected. As 28 years later reaches its climax, Marcus Clarke, the immune son of Dr. Ava Clarke, finally arrives at the ruins of London, the city where it all began. His goal is simple yet impossible: get to the original viral research lab, believed to be buried deep beneath the London Underground, where the rage virus was first engineered, and possibly where the cure can be synthesized. Once inside, Marcus discovers a sealed chamber containing decades-old research logs, vials of early-stage vaccine attempts, and one critical item, a dormant prototype cure, developed by his mother before she disappeared. But there's a twist. The cure was never completed. It's only viable when combined with his blood, due to a rare genetic mutation inherited from his mother, who had been exposed to the virus but never turned. His immunity isn't just an anomaly. It's the missing piece. At this moment, Marcus is faced with an unbearable truth. To create the cure, he must die, drained of blood, processed, and used as the base serum. Before Marcus can act, the Ascendancy, the extremist group who believes the rage virus is humanity's next step in evolution, breach the lab. They followed Marcus, hoping to destroy the last hope for a cure. What follows is a brutal final stand. Marcus and a handful of survivors fight back, but the infected are closing in, drawn by the noise, the scent of blood, and Marcus himself. Cornered and wounded, Marcus activates a containment protocol from the old lab's systems, sealing himself and the infected in the lower levels. In a final, haunting scene, Marcus injects himself with the dormant serum to activate it, and allows himself to be attacked by the infected, trusting the lab's automated systems to process his blood after death. His last words, recorded on an old datapad, echo his mother's own. If this world can still be saved, let it be through something more than rage. As the infected overwhelm him, the system initiates blood extraction. Days later, the remaining survivors return to the surface, carrying a vial of synthesized cure. The final shot shows them climbing a mountain trail, away from the ruins of London, toward a distant radio tower broadcasting a faint signal from another continent. There's hope, but it's fragile. Marcus is the last bridge between infection and immunity. His death symbolizes the final price humanity had to pay for playing God with the rage virus. He is both the victim and the savior, a literal embodiment of the consequences of the outbreak and the possibility of redemption. 2. The cure exists, but its future is uncertain. The film ends without confirming if it will be mass-produced or even survive transport. The world is still hostile, but now there's a chance. 3. The real enemy was ideology. The Ascendancy isn't just a plot device. It represents the horrifying idea that some people would rather embrace chaos and rage than rebuild. Their belief that the virus is evolution hints at how deeply broken the post-apocalyptic world has become. 4. It's a full circle ending. The story began in London, with the virus escaping from a lab, and ends in the same place, with a cure born from it. The underground lab, once a symbol of scientific arrogance, becomes a tomb and a cradle for new hope.